Okay, are you ready, guys? So what I did last night, Peanut, you're drinking water and it's loud. So last night I put on a second coat, out of shot, not beautiful, but it's all right. So last night I put on a second coat of General Finishes Armor Seal. I was gonna clear coat it, but after seeing it, I was pretty happy with it. Again, camera does not do it justice. You can kind of see how sheeny, shiny it is. You see it? It's pretty nice. But I'm saying that that's good. For pieces of wood, these literally will never be seen unless you open cabinets and go looking for things. Pretty much all the work I'm doing will never be seen unless you go looking for it. But this piece is just going to go right up against this wall. Good. I'm happy with that. You happy with it? So I didn't put any pocket holes in this piece because I'm just going to screw it right into the wall that's behind it. This is also going to add some rigidity to this, which is exciting. So I've got this fancy drill bit. You see how it's got this little drill bit on it, and then it's got that little countersink thing on it. So I'm going to put maybe 4, maybe more. I don't know. And then I've got some of these aged bronze screws left over from when I did the windows. They're black, so they're going to look kind of nice. I'm going to use these. I'm glad I bought 2 tape measures because if you would believe it or not, I lose them every day. This is solid. This is never going anywhere. You know, I'm just going to put one right in the middle so that I won't end up with any type of bowing here. Over time, it'll stay tight to whatever happens to be on the other side. 26.5. Well, that's 13.25. So now I want to put this piece on right here, just like that. But it's going to be hard for me to do that. So what I'm going to do is screw this one onto this one. So I've got these vice grip thingies. I don't know what they're called, but there's this thing right here. It goes inside a pocket hole, so you can clamp pocket holes together, if that makes sense. So that's why I did so many. So I can put one on the edge, and then I can also screw one that's close by to it. So much room to work. It's all these activities that I can do. Now, if only I was smarter. So I'm just making sure I'm nice and flush all around. Things are lined up pretty. Clampy McClampy. And then this. This ended up working out quite well. So I had to loosen those inside screws right there to get this perfectly flush right here. I kind of want this to be somewhat seamless. I mean, it's halfway decent. I see a lot of people building their kitchen cabinets out of 2x4s and then like 1/2-inch plywood. I never really understand that. Most kitchen cabinets, I'd say pretty much all of it, is built with, you know, a furniture grade plywood. If you bought like IKEA shit, it's going to be particle board. It's going to last, you know, 10, 15 years. This is going to last 30, 40 years. This is a whole nother topic, but all this stuff needs a piece of face material, and then you can get doors made from pretty much any cabinet maker. I bet you Home Depot, they can probably order them for you if you told them the dimensions. I would probably wait for them and then build the cabinets around it, but yeah. So I want to make sure this is running square. So I took one of my other pieces of cabinet, put it inside there, so it's running good on the floor, and it's coming up on the side here. So I'm making sure this is running reasonably straight. I should have put some pocket holes down on the floor here, but I didn't. Damn, do you ever clean your house? Not really. So the top of this will eventually get some 1.25-inch granite, and then I'll probably do some cabinets up here. It's so up out there, like holy cow, but it opens most of the way. Now keep in mind there's no stair right there. I'm gonna have to put a stair right there. That's gonna be as far as it opens, which means we'll never be able to use that vegetable crisper. That's good. I'm sorry. It's just I can't film in here. So I've already screwed the counter-ish thing onto the end piece that goes against the stove. I'm going to use one of the pieces that's going to go right here to set my height over here. Making sense? Or dollars? I don't think I can explain how that feels to have that right there. I mean, I know it doesn't look like much to you, but that's my kitchen. That's pretty cool. Man, that cabinet that's going to pull out is going to be very narrow. It's going to end up being like 23.5. So that's perfect. You'll still be able to walk by uncomfortably, but... So when I made these pocket holes, you look so morbidly obese like that. So when I made these pocket holes on this, it says to use 1-inch screws. Now that's when you're joining it to pieces of its same thickness. So from here to here, I want to use 1-inch screws. From here to here, I want to use 1 inch. But from here into this wall, I can go any length I want. I'd rather go with a longer screw to get better holding. So I'm going to mix up a couple of the big boys and then a couple like 1.5-inch screws into here. Also want to make sure that this is perfectly straight. Could go up a hair. So I'm going to use a straight edge. I'm not calling this a level. This is not a level. I'm not leveling any of this stuff. But I'm using it as a straight edge. Now I want good holding power on that. I was going to use a long screw so I got more bite. But because there's no thread on this part, I'm losing all of it. All the thread goes into the wood and I end up with no holding power. So I'm just going to use a thread. I'm going to use a smaller screw that's got more thread. This will ultimately end up being stronger than if I were to use one of these. Make sense? I said I'm not using this as a level, but it actually is perfectly level. Which, I don't know if my trailer is perfectly level, so I wouldn't go by that. Ever. Ever. Let's flip it. That's actually super shocking. Don't use a level in a tiny house. Stop doing it. I keep seeing people do it. Your house is not perfectly level. I'm going to check this in a couple spots to make sure I'm square. Checking this in 20 different directions. It's pretty good. I need screws. And then square this out. This piece right here was probably the ugliest piece. When I did my finishing, I kind of messed up. This is going to be inside where the dishwasher goes, so it'll never be seen right here. All these pocket holes completely disappearing. All these gone. Everything is being hidden. So now I got to put in my 2 dividers. I got to put the one piece that's going to close off the dishwasher completely, which is right here. That'll come down. I'm going to go get my kitchen sink, which I've got. I'm going to cut that hole, and I want the edge of the sink to be tight up against this panel here, and then I'll figure out where this other panel goes from the other side of the sink.